We now invite our chief guest, Encik Mahathir Aziz, Chief Executive Officer of the Malaysian Digital Economy Corporation, MDEC, to deliver the opening remarks. MDEC is a partner and collaborator of Sustainable Brands Kuala Lumpur 2024, and we are very fortunate to have Encik Mahathir Aziz here with us today.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ms. Sharmini Nagulan, Project Lead Sustainable Brands Malaysia and Managing Director Acacia Blue CSR Sdn Bhd. Dato Insinyur Idris Abdullah, COO Integrated Development Sime Darby Property. I also have Mr. Keith Miranda, President of Invictus Blue Group. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Salam perpaduan, salam Malaysia Madani, and a very good morning to all of you. First and foremost, I would like to thank the co-organizers, Acacia Blue and also Sime Darby Property, for inviting MDEC to collaborate on this remarkable conference. Again, I'm looking from end to end as far as the attendees, the interest. It is an honor to address a group of esteemed players from various industry subsectors who are working at the intersection of digital economy and also sustainability. Special thank you to Sharmini and her dedicated team at Acacia Blue for their exceptional efforts. The theme of this year's conference, Technology and AI in Service of Sustainability and Regeneration, calls us to reimagine the role of technology both now and in the future. We are here today to explore how digital advancements can drive a more sustainable, circular future, ensuring that we operate within a planetary of boundaries while fostering well-being for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, before I delve a bit further into today's topic, let me just put this into context into why MDEC is here and why we push a bit hard, honestly, to collaborate with anything sustainable. A couple of years ago, we launched Malaysia Digital. For some of you who might be familiar with Multimedia Super Corridor, that was the actual initiative by Malaysia to bring in tech companies, develop the tech ecosystem in Malaysia. So as we launch Malaysia Digital, it is not meant only as a rebranding exercise, rather it is a refresh of many things: status, benefits, tax incentives, locations, and also the priority in terms of trying to push Malaysia-based tech companies to be able to look into solutions and offer that. Malaysia as an ecosystem, or rather specifically a digital ecosystem, should be mature enough to be able to come up and create with its own solutions. Which is why I think the topic of today is very much applicable to what we are trying to do. As we embark into leveraging on technology, whether it's AI or other general purpose technology, we should be able to leverage on what's close, what's nearby, what is familiar, and what is also local with regards to adopting that and then ensuring that we can actually develop this further. So this is where we have, I believe, a couple of companies, MD status outside of the hall, actually exhibiting, but there's a lot more that we can consider collectively across industries, where we look at not only adoption, but again, technology solutions that can help us embark into the journey and the roadmap of towards sustainability and net zero. So this is where we come in with regards to all that. We do have catalytic projects, one of which is currently affecting, I think, at least half or maybe 2/3 of this room, very much on the national e-invoicing that we are doing together with LHDN. So those would be the kind of things as we move towards digital, but we need to also ensure that we offer that set of solutions and also organizations, including talents, to be able at your disposal for you to be able to actually engage and then look at areas where technology can help you move towards the net zero and sustainability. On the flip side of things, what MDEC does is also, while we build the digital industry, as we call it, all the tech subsectors, is that we encourage the tech companies themselves to go green. And this is what we are trying to do with more and more companies as we issue and give out status, whether it's building physical infrastructure or organization, or even individuals as we train them. There's that set of ESG compliance and also building the roadmap for them to be able to go through and be and get to green themselves as well. So as they supply something to the rest of the industry, they are on their own way to go green as well. So this is the other side that we are trying to do, and hopefully some of the things or examples that I can share now can touch a bit on that. I think as we build, and as mentioned, the green and digital transitions are mutually dependent, and this symbiosis is crucial for Malaysia's future. The World Economic Forum estimates that digital tech can help reduce global CO2 emissions by up to 15%, which is monumental in terms of environmental impact. However, as mentioned, the digital sector itself faces significant environmental challenges. As data volume increases, energy consumption in this sector escalates. Currently, digital firms are responsible for over 2% of global greenhouse gas emissions and up to 9% of global electricity consumption. These figures are obviously alarming, and if we do not take proactive measures, this share could also rise to about 13% by 2030. The message is clear: the digital sector must also become greener. So this is what we are trying to do this, and as you can see, the recent spike in data center investments especially, or as people put it, AI-ready infrastructure, mostly down south in Johor, those would be the places where we start to encourage and ensure the use of green energy and renewable energy as they power up the data center as well. MDEC's sustainability roadmap underscores the urgency of climate action in the global race to net zero, safeguarding cybersecurity while maximizing the potential of digital-driven products and services while elevating diversity and inclusion practices in the ecosystem. As MDEC actively supports MD companies in adopting sustainability practices as well as the development and commercialization of sustainability-related technology, products, and services. One example that we can use is agriculture. I think Shamini mentioned about the use of AI. We are doing that using and leveraging on IoT technologies to increase yield, to again better plan exactly how Mike actually explained it. So that is happening in Malaysia. We are helping farmers across more than 550 sites nationwide based on RMK allocation, or the Malaysian Plan allocation, and that is planned to be continued as I have another meeting this afternoon to discuss the next Malaysian Plan in terms of budget allocations for tech as well. So again, hopefully we can share more good news for the industry and especially for the tech companies. In conclusion, I'm confident that by harnessing the synergy between technology, AI, and also sustainability, we can propel companies forward in collaboratively advancing the national sustainability and regeneration agenda. As we embark on this ambitious journey, I urge each and every one of you to actively contribute your expertise in creating a convergence between technology, sustainability, and regeneration. Let us all innovate, collaborate, and progress on this very important agenda. And thank you. And I wish all of you a productive and inspiring two-day conference. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.